Okay, students, coming to the chemistry class 32, so that is the continued next class. So it is the Ellingham diagrams. So I told that you see Ellingham diagrams play an important role. Ellingham diagrams are nothing but the diagrams of the plots which shows the variation of delta G naught against temperature. Delta G naught is delta G naught against temperature. It gives the relationship between delta G naught against temperature. So that means you see. So according to this Ellingham diagram, you see Ellingham diagrams play an important role to calculate the delta G naught for various oxides like aluminum oxide, magnesium oxide, zinc oxide, etc. etc. So therefore, by using this Ellingham diagram, you see we can reduce some of the metallic oxides into other metals by using reducing agent. You see, but for the selection of reducing agent, we are using this. That is the Ellingham diagrams. Ellingham diagrams are nothing but the plots. Ellingham diagrams are the plots or the graphs which shows the variation of delta G naught standard free energy change with respect to temperature. So what is the use of this? You see. So that means by using Ellingham diagram, we can select the reducing agent. We can choose the reducing agent for the reduction of metallic oxides into metallic oxides in water, metal. How often we see? So for example, of course this is the definition and these are the Ellingham diagram plots you see. So this is minus 200, 1211, like this you see, the delta G naught will be decreases now you see. Minus 1200 is less when compared to 0. Remember, it is minus 1200 kilojoules per mole is less when compared to 0. Okay, and here you see in this x-axis we are going to have increase in the temperature. You see, so 0 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Celsius, 800, 1200, 1600, 2000 degrees Celsius, or in Kelvin you can write also plus 273. You know, so here you see, for example, you see minus 1200, minus 1100 Kelvin, 2 mg plus O2, 2 mg graph is here you see at this temperature, and aluminium. After minus 1100 and 1000 minus 1000, so in between, so aluminium graph is there you see. Aluminium oxide is formed from aluminium, and there is a negative graph you see. So in the Ellingham diagram, all the graphs shows upward direction. Upward what direction? Because as the temperature increases, delta G naught also what increases. But for only one graph, that is formation of carbon monoxide you see. Formation of carbon monoxide. There is a decrease in graph you see. There is a negative slope. There is a what? Negative slope. Why? Because you see, for this only, so as the temperature increases, delta S naught decreases. Delta S naught what? Decreases. For this reason you see, so for the formation of carbon monoxide from coke, there is a negative slope you see. There is a what? Negative slope. But for all the other graphs, there is an increase in the graphs you see, like this. Okay. So this is how we can explain, and so 2CO plus O2, 2CO2, Zl plus O2, ZLO at this temperature, and you will be having delta G naught value, say minus 600 kilojoules. Okay, for magnesium minus 1100, and then your copper minus 300 kilojoules per mole. Like that you see, you can have many number of values for many number of oxides. So Ellingham diagrams can be plotted only for the some of the oxides or sulfates you see, metallic oxides or metallic sulfates, like that. We are going to get metallic oxides now you see some examples. So let me write some examples. So that is C plus O2, metals, metallic and non-metallic oxide metals. C plus O2, that is CO2. 2 mg plus O2 gives rise to 2 mgO. 2 Zl plus O2, 2 ZLO. 2 CO plus O2, 2 CO2. Remember, for each and every oxide formation, you have to use only 1 mole of oxygen. You see, 1 mole of oxygen you have to. That means you see, Ellingham diagram plots can be plotted, can be written, can be shown only for the oxides formed from 1 mole of oxygen. So that means all the oxides should be formed from how many moles of oxygen? Only whatever the number of moles of that is metals, you have to use only 1 mole of oxygen. Okay, for example, you see aluminium. Aluminum oxide is A2O3, you see A2O3. Al2O3 is obtained by, that is 2Al plus 3O2 gives that to 2Al2O3. But you have to use only 1 mole, you see. So Ellingham diagram can be plotted only for the oxides which consumes only 1 mole of oxygen. But how many moles are consumed here? 3 moles. So it should not be done. So therefore you see, you have to write 4 by 3Al plus O2. Then only you will be, that is balancing the equation, you see. 4 by 3Al, that is fraction 4 by 3Al plus O2 gives rise to 2 by 3 Al2O3, Al2O3, aluminum oxide. So actually you can balance, you see, that is only O2 is here. Here also only O2. You remember that, you see, 4Al, 4 by 3Al means 4Al divided by 3. 4Al means, you see, 2 2s are how much? 4 here. And then oxygen, only O2 is there. Here also what? You see here, 2 into O3 divided by 3, you see. 2 3s are how much? 2 3s are what? 6. You see, 2 3s are 6O divided by 3. 3 2s are 6. 2O. Here also 2. That is how we can write, you see. So that means, remember, here O2, only 2 oxygen atoms are there. Here also 2 oxygen atoms are there. Only 2 oxygen atoms are there. How do you explain? 2 3s are 6O divided by 3. 6O divided by 3 means 3 2s are 6. That is 2O is there. That is 4 by 3 Cr, you can write 4 by 3 Cr chromium plus O2 will be 18. That is 2 by 3 Cr2O3, chromic oxide. So like this, you can write magnesium, zinc, aluminum, that is calcium, even calcium is not there. That is copper, you see. That is 4Cu plus O2 gives rise to what? 2Cu2O, that is cuprous oxide. So that is how you see, for the formation of oxides which consumes only 1 mole of oxygen. For those oxides only we can write the what? Ellingham diagrams. Ellingham diagrams are nothing but the plots or the graphs which shows the variation of delta G naught against temperature. Okay, so these Ellingham diagrams are very useful for the selection of the reducing agent for the reduction of metallic oxides into metals. What is the characteristics? You see, Ellingham diagram characteristics. What are the characteristics of Ellingham diagram? First one, Ellingham diagrams are nothing but the plots of variation of delta G naught against temperature. Second one, Ellingham diagrams are very useful to choose or to select the suitable reducing agent for the reduction of metallic oxide into metal. And then third one, we see, third one. So in the Ellingham diagram, the metal which is placed below, the metallic, that is a metallic oxide, metal or the metallic oxide, metal which is placed below is more stable when compared to the metallic oxide which is placed above, you see. So for example, magnesium oxide is more stable than aluminum oxide. Therefore, magnesium can be used as reducing agent for the reduction of what? Aluminum oxide. Okay, but aluminum cannot be used for the reduction of magnesium because magnesium is below and aluminum is what? Above. In the Ellingham diagram, whatever the metals which are placed that is metallic oxides, all the metals which are placed below are more stable. That means lower the delta G naught, more stable is the oxide. What is the meaning of this? Lower the delta G naught value. See, what is the delta G naught value of Mg, for example? So that is delta G naught of Mg is equal to how much? Minus 1100 kilojoules per mole. So aluminum is not minus 1100. It is again more, that is more, you see. So for example, if you take that is zinc, you see, that is minus 600 kilojoules. Which one is more? Minus 600 is more. Minus 1100 is what? Less. So for this reason, you see, so there is a minus 600 is for your zinc, you see, delta G naught. This is for magnesium. This is delta G naught for your zinc, you see, zinc minus 600. So therefore, any metal oxide or any metal which is placed below is more stable. Therefore, that acts as a reducing agent for the reduction of the metallic oxide which is placed above. That is one point. Another point is, so as the delta G naught value is lesser, it is more stable. You see. So if the delta G naught value is less, it is more stable. When compared to the, so for example, minus 1100, it is minus 600. Which one is more stable? minus 1100 is more stable because it is lesser when compared to minus 600. Okay, minus 1100 is less when compared to minus 600. So therefore you see, so that is the magnesium is more stable than what? Zinc, and magnesium can reduce the zinc oxide. Not zinc will reduce the magnesium. So that is those are the characteristics of your that is your Ellingham diagrams. What are Ellingham diagrams? These are the Ellingham diagrams are the nothing but the plots or the graphs which shows the variation of delta G naught against temperature. You see delta G naught against temperature. Okay, it is these are the plots which shows the variation changes about delta G naught against temperature. And then what is the use of these Ellingham diagrams? Ellingham diagrams are very useful to reduce that is select the suitable reducing agent for the reduction of metallic oxide into what? Metal. Okay, so how do you select? How do you select means you see the metallic oxide which is placed below is more stable compared to metallic oxide which is placed above. How do you know that? By knowing the values. So therefore, if the delta G naught value is less, it is more stable. If the delta G naught value is more, it is less stable. Therefore, more stable metallic oxides can reduce the less stable that is metallic oxide. So for this reason, you see, so these Ellingham diagrams play an important role for the reduction of metallic oxides into their respective metals. So that you have to select, for example, you see, I will show one example for this. So generally, metallic oxide is shown by general equation for reduction you see. For example, I will take MXO you see. This is metallic oxide. What is MXO? Metallic oxide Cu2O for example. Cu2O. What is 2? So what is X here? 2. Quotient. Okay. Like that MXO metallic oxide first you see it undergoes that is reduction. Giving MXO giving you see X to the power X number of M plus half O you see. So this is nothing but reduction of metallic oxide. Reduction of metallic oxide is reduced to metal here. At the same time you see, for example, I am going to take that is a coke as reducing agent. I will take it what? Coke as reducing agent. What is the formula for coke? C plus half O2 is here you see. Half O2. That is C plus half O2. You will be getting CO. That's not CO2. Half O2 means only one O, remember. Therefore, C plus half O2 will be what? CO. So, whether it is oxidation or reduction, oxidation undergoes oxidation. Therefore, oxidation of reducing agent. This equation. If you that means you see add the two equations. Half O2 cancel with what? Half O2, and therefore MXO plus what? C gives rise to XM plus what? CO. What it means you see, MXO metallic oxide is reduced by coke into metal. What is the fate of this coke? Coke becomes oxidation to carbon monoxide. That means this is a reducing agent, this is metallic oxide, it becomes metal, and this is that is oxide of reducing agent. So that means the reducing agent will reduce the metallic oxide to metal and itself undergoes oxidation to carbon monoxide. For example, that is your zinc you see. I am going to take that is zinc extraction you see. And how do you show calculate delta G naught? See here for this reaction, delta G naught is equal to that is delta G naught of reduction plus delta G naught of oxidation. That means you have to add the delta G naught values for both you see. So for delta G naught of reduction, what is the delta G naught of reduction? Just here. That is this one. That is delta G naught of reduction is nothing but MXO gives rise to what? XM. So this is the delta G naught of reduction. What is delta G naught of oxidation? That is C gives rise to what? CO. That is the oxidation of the that is reducing agent. So oxidation, that is it is reduction, oxidation. If you add both, you are getting delta G naught. Okay, that is how we can calculate the delta G naught even by using what? Ellingham diagram for the two reactions taking place in only one system. That is okay. So for this, I can take one. This is a general example. Like that you see. Let us take one example for zinc extraction. For zinc extraction, you see, I will take the zinc oxide. So zinc oxide, I will write again. You see. Zinc oxide. So zinc, that means you see zinc, Zn zinc blend is the that is ore, but zinc blend is undergoes that is roasting. You will be getting zinc oxide. According to the equation you know already, that is 2Zns plus BO2 gives rise to 2ZnO plus 2SO2. You know, you will be getting 2ZnO. This zinc oxide. So this zinc oxide you see will undergoes that is reduction. ZnO gives rise to Zn plus half O2. You see, Zn plus what? Half O2. That is called the reduction of metallic oxide. Second one, C plus half O2 gives rise to CO. Okay, so this is oxidation of water, reducing agent. So if you add the two equations, half O2 cancel, that is ZnO plus C, you will be getting water, Zn plus CO. For this also we can write this, which one? Delta G naught value. How do you write? Delta G naught is equal to delta G naught of reduction plus delta G naught of water, oxidation, you can write. So reduction means you see ZnO gives rise to water, Zn. It is nothing but C gives rise to water, CO. This is how we can write the example also. Okay. So after this you see we can have the extraction of aluminum, extraction of magnesium, etc. We will continue in the next